What the hell am I going to do with all these sketch cards? Welcome back to Cards and Comics. Today I'm going to be talking about sketch cards for Marvel. And somewhat DC. You know, I have a few DC sketch cards. But really today's video is to go over all the other cards that Marvel made, or all the other Marvel cards that used to be the big hits that people don't care about as much anymore. And that's mostly sketch cards. Hopefully you guys want to look at some sketch cards today, and I'm going to talk a little bit about, you know, what do I do with all these? You know, do I sell them, trade them, keep them if they're not worth anything now? So that's what today's video is about, and hopefully you guys like my little intro, just showing exactly how many of these I got. So let's get on and show off some cards. First of all, the biggest problem I have with sketch cards, and we'll start with this giant stack here. And you just get an idea is like, for one thing, like, I'll try to get out this direct light here. It's just how freaking big some of the stuff is, right? You know, here is this is a quad panel. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 panels. And you know, basically, you know, this card is, there's no holder I can find to fit this kind of card. That's not custom made. And, you know, it's okay, I guess, to have to buy custom made holders, but man, it's annoying. I mean, it's like, it's hard to display. It's hard to find holders. The cards themselves, I'm using an envelope sleeve to actually put these in so they're not scratched up or damaged while I'm trying to do something with them. But yeah, it's one of the problems with this kind of product is, what do you do with all these, like, you know, unholderable sketch cards like this? It's just tough. I mean, this is a really cool sketch card, and here's another problem is, you know, this sketch card is unsigned. So I think it's one of the cooler sketch cards that was on e-Pack, but but it's not signed here where it's supposed to be. I don't see a mark on the card from the artist signing it. So I have no clue who this artist is. So when you go to sell this card, if I was going to sell it, you know, I'm not going to be able to really tell anyone buying it, you know, who the artist was, and that really factors into the price. You know, again, some of these cards are really nice, but here's a good example of what I call, like, you know, kind of mid. This one's a little nicer because it's showing some motion and movement. But again, you know, it's a little crude, and the back panel is, again, a little wonky from its perspective. Again, not a, you know, super awesome, but, you know, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. But then right behind it is probably one of my favorite sketch cards, you know, that I've gotten recently, you know, because I think this is a 19. Yeah, this is from FX. And he's just really good, you know, and, or she, I mean, I don't actually know who this person is. I've never seen a photo or picture of the person. So it could be a male or female. I don't know. But, you know, look at, I mean, put a lot of time on this back. You know, Rogue looks amazing. I mean, that is as good of a Rogue as you're going to want on these kind of sketch cards. And, you know, obviously the time and effort putting into, you know, the hair here on this character, you know, it's just pretty impressive. You know, I mean, from a Medusa, you definitely want, this is what you want, right? You want tons of hair, and just, it's beautiful, right? It's just a really good sketch. So, but again, they're not really worth a whole ton. And here's another great example of, you know, so I showed you the Spider-Man where there was motion, and then here's another one where you got Captain America holding Thor's hammer, throwing a shield, like lightning in the background. I mean, this is a really cool looking card, right? And then kind of a more static, you know, Captain on the back, more of a portrait. You know, this is from Kurobi, who's actually does sell pretty well. Kurobi sketches do sell pretty well, and you can see why. It's a nice sketch. But again, I can't really holder this thing very easily, and so it's just kind of laying flat out here. Here's a really cool Storm. Again, I like the use of the space on this kind of card, and then it's from Sealy, and then you can see kind of a full body sketch on the back. So they gave both perspective, kind of the wide angle lens version, and then kind of the now this is like why, you know, really love, you know, kind of these sketches when I first started getting them to them, was different takes on the character that Marvel wouldn't do in their own comic series, right, or in their own books. And, you know, here's Loki as sort of an anime character, which I think was done super well. This is from Rachel Ward. And then you can see the back is just super great side profile. Again, you know, this is a version of this character that you're never going to see in the comics, probably. But it's just a great looking sketch of Loki, and it really fits into that whole Loki, you know, like Loki could have been that character because of how he can shapeshift, right? Then you get into the quads, which actually fit into these holders. They're just slightly too big for, or too small for the quads. But here is Ronin with, so this is Arpex, and, you know, with a Star-Lord on the back, just really nice sketch. You know, this is one of my favorite sketch cards I got during the 19. So just because, not my favorite character, I think Dark Angel, just how well it was captured. I mean, this looks like art from a comic book. Like this, you can't convince me that this couldn't have been on a splash page on a comic book. And then you get the bonus of Psylocke on the back. This is from Bob Broussard. Really nice sketches here. Just did a great job. I mean, this is, you know, high quality art. Here's another high quality, you know, group in on EPAC. And I believe the way he did this, so that this connects to another sketch, the way he did it, because of how, you know, how he went right to this edge here. So a lot of these guys did puzzle sketches where you could combine 4 or 5 sketches in a row, and 2 sketches in a row, more likely, yeah, to create a bigger sketch, you know, a team sketch. But here you've got, you know, Thor and Odin and Beta Ray Bill, and then on the back, a beautiful Beta Ray Bill with his hammer. You know, again, Rob Broussard. Rob Broussard is a great artist, you know, and regardless if you know him as from anything else, it's just, he did a great job on these sketches. You know, super good regular Spider-Man sketch, right? Just super nice base Spider-Man sketch. You know, triple panel. Just what's, you know, this is like what you want. Like if you want to, you know, I've got some sketch cards displayed, and I want, you know, this is the pose I would want in my Spider-Man sketch. Like if I'm going to display one Spider-Man sketch card, I want to have one that looks like this. Classic pose, some background webbing. And then, you know, you get your Ben Reilly on the back, right? That's a cool bonus. And that's a cool thing I like about these sketches as well, is you got a lot of bonus sketch on the back. We saw Psylocke earlier, again. So, but, you know, so I'm just going to start going through these a little faster because they get a little worse in quality, but you get Spider-Man and Venom a little less refined, kind of a wonky Iron Man with the suits, you know, and the anatomy is off. And again, that's what you get. You get like some great ones, and you get some ones that are just really wonky. And then here's a, you know, totally awesome Hulk and Miss Marvel, which I think is a great combo. Then a, you know, Amadeus Cho on the back. You know, really fun. I think this artwork is good. This is what I enjoy. Again, different style artwork than you normally see in Marvel books. One of my favorite artists in the set, just because he's so unique and different, and he also reminds me a lot of L.B. Cole in his use of colors. This is Garrett Gainey and Morbius. And, you know, just, I like his art, but I know some people don't, but I really like his style. Like, you know, he's definitely unique. Again, a really amazing Storm. I mean, this is like, you know, if you're an X-Men Storm collector, I mean, like, you would love, this is like one I would love, and nice side profile. And this is, from David, I think it's Hindelt. And I've got a lot of his sketches because I think he does a great job, and he put a lot of effort into everything he did. Again, you get, you know, these quad panel or triple panels in the back, so you got 5 characters on one, you know, one card, which is cool. A Red Goblin sketch. Again, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so, you know, Hobgoblin, Red Goblin, you know, just cool. You know, if you're going to put together a whole bunch of Spider-Man sketches and maybe some artwork and display it. That's 2 good ones. Black Widow, which I think it's definitely a nice I think take on Black Widow from McConkin. Nice Luke Cage. I like the symbolism there, the breaking the chains, Luke Cage. You know, really nice back. I'm trying to think who, and again, sometimes O'Reilly, so like Jans O'Reilly, I think's the artist here. Again, sometimes it's hard to read people's handwriting. Now you get into some kind of expensive ones, so right off the bat, this one looks different, right? This is what happens on ePack. You go through a lot of sketches, all of a sudden, this pops, and you're like, what the hell? I mean, the background colors, the anatomy, the facial expression, just how it fits in the screen, and then you go like, who is this? Oh, it's Bella Rashlin, and then you're like Bella, and then a Wolverine on the back. That's really nice. And Bella is one of those ones that sells for a lot of money. So when I say like, hey, you know, some of the artists, you know, that 2% of artists that people that are in demand, she's one of them, and you can tell why. Bella Rashlin has some amazing art. My other favorite is Me Like Akar. And then, yeah, here is, I mean, you know, an okay sketch. I love that. I wish that was the front, because I just love the way that, you know, again, LB Cole, the use of colors, that is awesome. Like, I wish that was this and this was on the back, but it's just me. It's how I like design. And then finally, these were the huge hits. Like, these were the big ones. Like, you didn't get a lot of these 5x7s. And again, artwork would vary. So here's an Scott Lang, you know, from Jeff Abar with no background. Sort of like, you know, I don't have time to finish it. Then again, this Iron Man is okay. I mean, this is like very classical looking Iron Man from Marco Silix, and I think we saw one of his other sketches. So it's good. Like, it's very accomplished, you know. But this Mysterio to me is just awesome. Like, just because they took the time to put this really tiny Spider-Man here, who still looks like a good drawing, but Mysterio looks amazing on this 5x7. From Commodore, Eugene Commodore, really nice sketch. And then here's a really cool, I think this is Fing Fang Foom, and it's from Fodra, I don't know, Moro Fodra, but this is a really cool Fing Fang Foom. Doctor Strange, it's okay. You know, a little bit soft in colors, not as detailed. Again, from Car. Team shot. People love the team shots. Like, me like Car did some of the really nice team shots, and they're worth a ton of money. This is from Mike Kennedy. I think this is like Guardians, an old Guardians shot. Here's a really nice Magneto. That thing is awesome. I mean, again, you know, compare like Iron Man to this Magneto. This Magneto is top tier. This is Kurobi again. You can tell why Kurobi stuff sells pretty well. And again, you know, full use of the whole entire, you know. So some people will color in those borders and make the whole card, you know, borderless. And this is Bella Rashlin again, Belly. She's amazing. You know, just this art is amazing. You know, like, just love her art. Nice Hulk, you know, from Marillion Sheep. And a little wonky Hobgoblin there. Or, no, this is just Goblin. You know, from Zapata. So there you go. That's like the big stuff. Like, those are the big hits you would normally get when you bought Premiere. And, you know, like, you could buy 30 boxes and get maybe 10 5x7s, right? Something like that. So that's kind of the big hits. Now, you know, I'm not going to show you all the duels because they weren't as big, but I did put together a ton from the same, I think, as Patrick Giles, like just tons of his. I really like these duel. And then I was going to show you some Spider-Man ones. You know, there's Deadpool, Wolverine, but the Spider-Man ones were really nice. Just really liked the Spider-Man, and my favorite one is probably this one right here, the two goblins, right? That's just an awesome looking, you know, two sketches. Oops, a little crash there. We'll cut that out. So, you know, I wanted to show you guys, you know, all of those kind of really cool cards and big hits that used to be big hits and aren't anymore. But in those boxes, you would get tons and tons of these, you know, we call like just the regular sketch cards, right? And so like these, right? So you got these, right? Just, you know, and if you open a lot of Premiere, you just get tons of these sketch cards, tons of them, right? You know, and, you know, different artists, you know, and I've got tons and tons of these. I probably have, I was going to say 70 to 80 of those base sketch cards. And on top of it, not even Marvel Premiere, but, you know, other products you would open, you would get, you know, masterpieces. Agent Carter, Daredevil, Homecoming, masterpiece, you know, annual. I mean, you know, every set had sketch cards. And those were kind of the harder to hit inserts. And even when I wasn't collecting, you know, I was going to show you, like, even in 17 Ultra Spider-Man, there were sketch cards. You know, there's one right there. Here's some older sketch cards. And again, I mentioned Me Like a Car, and that's her work right there. And you can just see the level of detail and just how I love her use of shading. Just as, like, she does some great work. And then even DC cards, how the hell do they get in here? But I love the Bombshell sketches. I mean, I really like this product. It looks really cool. Mostly female DC characters. This Poison Ivy is just amazing. I don't have very many Harleys, but I love that Poison Ivy. And again, this is a Ballard sketch, right? So the question I have, and the reason why, you know, I wanted to share this with everyone is, you know, what do I do with all of these sketches? You know, like, I don't know what to do with these cards. You know, I can't display the quads. I don't know what to do with the Simon Bianchi sketch I got. I've got, you know, 100 of these, you know, regular sketch cards here. They're just gathering dust. I just don't know what to do. I don't know if I should, you know, just start slowly selling them on eBay. I mean, I've taken them to multiple comic and card shows and no one wants them. Like, I can put $10, $15 a piece on them, and no one will even look at them. They don't know what they are. They don't know who the artists are. They're hard to move. So if anyone's got any advice out there on how to move those cards, how to display those quads, you know, like what to do with all these sketch cards, the 5x7s, you know, like, should I hold on to them? Do you think they'll be worth something in the future? Should I just get rid of them because, you know, no one's ever going to care about them? The autos to me are pretty easy to figure out, but man, the sketch cards are tough. So, you know, I want to share with you the collection, you know, just the bigger stuff. You know, I've got, you know, tons of other sketches, but I'm not going to bore you guys with all the singles, even though some are really cool and well done. But the bigger stuff is sort of the case hits and the big hits that were in those products. And it's hard to believe that that no one really wants them anymore, outside of just a few characters like Venom, Spider-Man, Wolverine, you know, Psylocke, you know, some of the female artists and cards, but 99%, 98% of them, like I was saying, people don't really want. So just interesting to me. But I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear what you would think I should do with them. In the comments below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.